That one?
Hello. Hello.
Am I audible? Yeah, this is better. I think I'm audible. Okay, so what is that?
Collar mic.
Okay.
What do you call it?
Wait. I'll do it. This is like a clip, I think, right? Yeah. Okay, so a very good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
I know you have done tremendous sacrifice to come here, but I hope you all had your breakfast.
Yes.
Do you all stay in campus?
Yes.
Okay, so you all had your breakfast, and now probably I am standing between you and lunch. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. But I'll make sure that the next 1 hour which we spend together you will not regret. Okay? And I'm going to make it entertaining, I'm going to make it educating, and I'm going to make it life transforming. Okay? So are you good? Since you all had your breakfast, can I hear a bit louder? Like, can you, are you? Right? I'm Vishal. Alek already introduced me, so I'm very, very happy to be here amidst all of you. This is my first time to IIIT Bangalore. I've been to many other colleges, but this is the first time, and even though I stay in Bangalore itself, this is the first time I'm coming here. But I must say it's a nice college. Rest, I think you all will tell me whether you are happy. How many of you are? Everybody is first year here. Maybe some, any second year? Oh, fourth year, direct. Okay, first year and fourth years. Okay, good. Some rules of the game clear before we begin. Okay, first of all of our mobile phones on silent mode, please. I'll also do that because you know, and if mobile, some peace of mind may go away. Okay, so that's first. Second, I mean, I'm sure since correct. Physics, chemistry, maths, what not, you know, I don't even remember all the subjects, right? And we don't want yet another boring lecture, right? We have had enough of lectures. So it's my responsibility to make sure that I'm going to make it interactive. But what I ask questions, you have to raise hands or you have to respond properly, okay? So we'll make it together a one-way traffic. Does that sound good? Yes. If I crack okay. Otherwise, you know, it's very, very discouraging for the speaker. You know, speaker wonders what's going on. Okay. So already there, and probably all the posters and all were circulated. But there are many who are missing. 176. Oh, okay. Across different departments. I think there are only 2-3 departments, right? 2. Computer science and EC. Oh, I see. IIIT has 2 departments. Okay, good. Probably. Okay. First of all, a big round of applause for everybody who has come here. Because you need to come on a Saturday to sleep a little bit more in your rooms and things like that, right? And those who could not at the end of this seminar, what they have missed. Okay. What is the topic of this seminar? Peace of mind or pieces of mind. Okay, everybody is, I mean, they have tried their best to make sure that even if somebody doesn't want to, they cannot, right? Everybody sees it. So everybody is able to see me, everybody is able to hear me, right? Okay. So this seminar sounds a little funny, but it is very, very relevant to each one of us, right? Because ultimately all of us, they say, right, Sukh Shanti. How many of you understand Hindi a bit? Oh, almost everybody, yeah? Okay. So I sometimes in between speak some Hindi words, right? So bear with me. That's just to add some spice. So people say, right, Sukh Shanti, right? These are the 2 things which everybody is looking for. Sukh means happiness of sorts, and Shanti means peace, right? Ultimately, that's all what all of us are looking for. But the reality is that often we see our mind broken into pieces, right? And we being very disturbed. So let's see, we'll dive deeper into some of those things and we'll uncover certain important aspects. How many of you want to become successful in life? I'm glad that you raised your hand first. And I'm happy that everybody is raising hands. In one college I went and nobody was raising hands. I said, what happened? Come on, hello, are you awake? You know. Then all of them, all of a sudden they realize and everybody raised their hands. So obviously everybody wants to be successful, correct? All of us want to be successful. And when we see profiles of successful people, we get some kind of inspiration. We treat them as role models and things like that. So, you know, most of us, we think that, okay, I'm here, success is there, I'll just go get it. Do you think it works that way? It doesn't work that way, right? It's full of, you know, actually the reality is like this. The path to success is not straight. It's actually full of ups and downs. It's full of left turns, right turns, sometimes U-turns. Like you do something and you realize, no, that's not the right way. You go back and then you take something else, right? So that's the reality of life. And to be able to deal with this reality of life, it is important that sometimes we also attend such sessions which give us some valuable life skills, right? To be able to write better code in Java or Python is one kind of skill. To be able to develop nice circuits is another kind of skill. But to be able to deal with challenges of life and in spite of those challenges to become successful, that's another kind of skill, right? And it doesn't only require skills, but it also requires knowledge and values, right? So that's the aim of this kind of seminars which Dhruva Club is bringing to you. Okay? So let's begin with how this topic is relevant to you. Now you all are students, most of you are first years, some are final years. So let's see what are some of the challenges faced by the students. What is this challenge?
Studies.
Acad pressure, studies pressure, right? And yeah, I'm sure there would be assignments, quizzes, tests, exams, whatnot. What is this? Come on, you can do this, study hard, let's bunk the class. Somebody is telling study hard, somebody is telling bunk, somebody is telling let's go for smoking. What is this?
Peer pressure.
Excellent. Peer pressure. Oh, you all are great, huh? You all are fantastic audience. So peer pressure, that's another challenge faced by us. What is the next one? Fear of failure. See, before this, you all were like class 12 students, you know, with your parents, and things were taken care of for you, right? And you did not have to think too much. Okay, things are happening. After 2, 3 will happen. After 3, 4 will happen. Like that, we came all the way till 12th. Now you are at a phase of life wherein you have to create a future for yourself. Your parents can't do it anymore, correct? Your parents brought you so far. Now, and also it is said, what brought you here will not take you there. You have heard this? Like in companies, they say it often. Because companies always want people to work harder. So they say what brought you here will not take you there. So you have to kind of upgrade yourself. You have to work harder and all that. So similarly, our parents have brought us till here, but now there is a great responsibility on our shoulders, right? And with that responsibility, there is some hidden fear also. What if I don't get a job, right? What if something bad happens to me, or whatever it could be, right? Any kind of fear of failure. Then probably this is a little too small, but this says, what will I do after graduation, right? See, this is another important burning question which all of us have, because there are so many career choices, right? Some of you can take up job right after your BTech. Some of you can go for higher studies. Some of you can go for appearing for UPSC exams, right? To go into IAS, IPS and all that stuff. Some of you may want to start some startups like entrepreneurship. Some of you may want to pursue that. Some of you want to may appear for CAT, for MBA and stuff like that, right? So there's a lot of career choices, and that's also always going on at least for the sincere ones, that's going on at the back of your minds. That okay, what next? What should I do after my final year? And of course, on top of all that, there is a fierce competition for jobs, correct? We know that there are limited jobs, and we are not talking about any Tom, Dick, Harry job. We all want to be in good jobs, right? Otherwise, drivers today are earning more than software engineers. You know that? I mean, there are all kinds of software engineers. There is a software engineer also who earns like 15,000, 20,000 per month. And drivers today earn more than that, right? So we are not talking about that kind of job, right? Now the kind of jobs which you all are aspiring for has tremendous competition, right? And again, what brought you here will not take you there. We all have to work harder. We'll have to do more projects. We'll have to maybe not only our professors in college, but we have to attend online courses, right? So all that creates some pressure. Ultimately, what will you do? You have only 24 hours in a day, right? And on top of all this, we have extracurricular activities. Just like any other college, I'm sure here also there will be some clubs. Just like this, yet another club. The only difference between this club and other clubs is that here it's like sharpening the pencil. See, you are so busy writing, you keep writing, But can you ever say that, oh, I'm so busy writing, I don't have time to sharpen my pencil? Does that make sense? Right? It doesn't make sense. Okay, you may be busy writing, but time to time, once in a while, we should also take out time to sharpen our pencil. That will only make our writing better. Make sense? Similarly, the seminars which are being offered by these kind of clubs are like that, sharpening the pencil, taking out some time to do this. But of course, there are other clubs. We want to do so many other things as well. Somebody into robotics, somebody into some coding club or something. I don't know what all clubs you all have, but something would be there. Technical clubs, social and cultural clubs, right? So all this again adds to pressure, and these are all challenges we face. To add to all this, how many of you have heard of something called as WOMD? The atom bombs, nuclear weapons, weapons of mass destruction. These guys are no less. Twitter, which is now called X, Facebook, which is now called Meta. Changing name will not help much, right? Whatever influence it is happening on, it's causing on our lives, it's going to remain, right? So WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, whatnot, right? Many times we see that these things end up distracting us. Yes, they have their positive use, but if we allow them to overpower us, then we are getting distracted. And distraction, my dear friends, is the number one enemy for success. Number one enemy of success, distraction. So we have these weapons of mass distraction. That's another challenge in front of us. Then we see often, because of all these challenges, because of these distractions, many times some students undergo anxiety, depression, stress, some kind of mental disorder or the other, right? And sometimes it goes to such an extreme that, if you read any newspaper, you will not be falling short of such stories. Such news, not stories, news, unfortunate news, right? Somebody committing suicide there, somebody committing suicide there. Things become so unbearable, right? Now, what I'm trying to highlight here is that, so we first in the first part of the presentation, we looked at the problems, right? The challenges, what is happening around, the distractions, which is adding to the pressure, right? And then we saw it can go to such extremes, right? Somebody jumping from somewhere, somebody doing whatnot. Now, you know what? One of the important realities behind all these things is that ultimately our mind plays a very critical role in all this, right? Our mind plays a very critical role in all this, and that's why today's seminar, which is about peace of mind or pieces of mind, is very, very relevant and appropriate for us to equip us and empower us to deal with these challenges, which will go a long way, not only in our student life, but for all time in future. So now, just to give you some example of how mind is coming into picture directly, right? How directly mind is coming into picture. How many of you have faced something like this ever? Several of us, right? May not be every time, some people every time. They study very hard, they go to exam, finished, blank. And we hear of this thing called exam temperament. You have heard of this? अरे मेरा exam temperament गड़बड़ है, बाकी मैं पढ़ाई बहुत अच्छा करता हूँ, everything is nice, but exam temperament is not there, right? Now what will happen? In spite of hard work, we are not getting what we should have got, right? What is creating a problem? Mind is not cooperating with me at the most crucial time. Before that everything was fine, but at the most critical time, mind has stopped cooperating with me. That is what is this problem. Another example. Have you heard of something called nervous 90s in cricket? Nervous, those of you who play cricket or watch cricket, nervous 90s. When batsmen or cricketers, when they come to their 90s, right? They become very nervous. Something plays on them. I mean, everything was fine so far. Okay, they were playing nicely, they were in form. But 90 to 100, something, and that happened a lot with Tendulkar, right? If you know, right? He would have scored like many more. There is some statistics. Just Google nervous 90 Sachin Tendulkar just as an exercise. Do that, right? Now what happens is 90s to 100, everything is fine. Same bowler, the same ground, same weather condition, same pitch. Something happens in mind because of which you are not the same, and you end up making a mistake and out, right? That's called nervous 90s in cricket. Again, who is playing the role here? Critical role? Mind. Third example. How many of you have heard of Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, we are all Indians, we should. If not, it's a sorry state of affairs, right? So Bhagavad Gita, if you see, that's how it begins. Arjun is a number one warrior, right? And he's all set. His blood is boiling in anger. He wants to finish off the opposite army, the opponents, right? and he is very eager, and he is number one warrior, and he is on the battlefield, like his favorite thing to do, right? For example, if you are a mathematician, what's your favorite thing to do? You would like to solve problems. Give a problem and that's my entertainment. On Sunday night, what would I want to do? Solve a maths problem, right? So, or somebody cricketer, right? They would like to, okay, just ask him, ask Sachin Tendulkar anytime, he would be very happy to come out and play with you, right? Similarly, Arjun, number one warrior, what is his favorite activity? Take bow and arrow and shoot, man, that's it, right? That's what it is. So he is on his favorite home ground, Wankhede Stadium or whatever, right? And he is about to, what is being expected of him? That which he is best at. Yet, and he told Lord Krishna, can you please take me to the center? I want to see who are these people who are waiting to die at my hands. And when Krishna knows the weak point. He deliberately took Arjuna in front of Bhishma and Dronacharya. Because Krishna knew that that's the weak point of Arjun, right? And then the whole world changed for Arjun. He started shivering, he started sweating, his bow, that famous Gandiva bow, started slipping off his hands. Can you imagine? It's not a joke. It's like, Sachin Tendulkar has come, to face the first ball of the match, and some chota mota Zimbabwe bowler is there, and Tendulkar is shivering, and bat is slipping out of his hands. It's not a joke. Something really, really serious. That's what mind can do, in this case, Arjuna's mind, right? Started getting doubts, hey, why am I doing this? Is this right? Is this wrong? And all kinds of confusion, dilemma, exam temperament, whatever you call it, nervous 90s, whatever you call it. Again, who is playing the critical role? Mind. Look at these and tell me how many of you have faced or are facing one or more of these. Feeling anxious or worried, feeling depressed or unhappy, emotional outbursts, sleep problems, weight or appetite changes, quiet or withdrawn, substance abuse, feeling guilty or worthless, changes in behavior or feelings. Many of us, right? And you will not be very pleased to know that these are 9 signs of mental illness. Sometimes you may wonder, I'm perfectly fine, I'm hale and hearty, everything is fine, I'm not mentally ill. But mentally ill doesn't only mean just, becoming crazy or lunatic, right? If we are experiencing these kind of things, that also to some extent is mental illness, right? As is being said by this Health Direct, okay? So, now just to summarize this first part of the presentation, wherein I have highlighted 2 things. Number 1, how this topic is relevant to student life. Number 2, what are we seeing around us? What kind of challenges people are facing, including us? And number 3, some example situations wherein we saw how mind can really play a critical role in our life, and it can ruin everything at the last minute. It can ruin our 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of preparation. It can ruin our 10 years of hard work just because of not performing in the last minute, because of just switching off or not cooperating. That's how critical our mind is, and we are with our mind 24/7. We are with our mind 24/7, right? Now, and the problem is that we all don't know what is mind. I'm sure all of you are like 19 years, 18, 19, 20, 21, between 18 to 22 years, all of you are, right? Now we have spent so much of our life, and yet probably maybe 1 or 2 of you may be knowing what exactly is mind. When we say mind, and when we are seeing this kind of damage mind can do, right? What is mind? Is it not logical to understand, okay, who am I? What is mind? How does it work? Can I use my mind in my favor? Right? So therefore we have guided missiles but misguided men. And we have an example of Chandrayaan 3, right? What a remarkable example, a proud moment for all of us, right? Guided missile. I mean, that's why they say, right, rocket science, right? Imagine what kind of precision, physics, chemistry, bio, maths, I don't know what, all subjects put together would make into a rocket, and then rocket would go and satellite would be launched and safe landing and whatnot, right? So we have that, but unfortunately, misguided people. To such an extent that we don't even know who are we, how our system works, what is mind, what is intelligence, right? And why in spite of hard work, sometimes we undergo failures and things like that. So therefore, in the next part of my presentation, we have identified the problem, we have identified the root cause. We are all scientists and engineers, right? So we have identified the problem, we have identified the root cause. Now what next? Let's try to understand more about the root cause. Then only we'll be able to attack it, right? Then only we'll be able to target it. So now in the next few slides, we are going to talk about, okay, what is mind? We talked a lot about mind. We talked a lot about how it can create havoc in our lives. So what is mind? Is mind our enemy or is it our friend? Let's see. So I'm sure all of us know about this tiger, Make in India, a very great thing, a wonderful thing, a nice initiative by the government, right? And it is creating a new, India is creating a new position or new image in the global map, right? And Chandrayaan 3 and such kind of things are a wonderful example of this, right? Make in India. But you know what? We should also think of something about made in India, right? So make in India is about future. Let's try to be indigenous. Let's try to make new things, right? Let's try to have homegrown technologies. Let's not try to import something from somewhere, right? That is make in India. But what about those things which are already made in India? That means past. What about those things which India already had or India already has, right? Where India can be a global leader, right? And that is mainly the wisdom, the knowledge. I'm sure this news also all of you have read. This is like hot off the press. Yesterday, day before yesterday, Mr. S. Somnath, the chief of ISRO, right? He is talking about these things, that whatever modern science has, whatever Western world is capitalizing on, is to a large extent is actually already there in our Vedas. Now can you imagine? And it's not some Tom, Dick, Harry like me speaking this, right? It's ISRO chief speaking just after one success, right? He could have taken all credit to himself. But what he is saying is, such glorious is our country called India. Such glorious are our books of wisdom like the Vedas or the Bhagavad Gita or the Srimad Bhagavatam or the Puranas or whatever you may call them, right? And this is made in India already, right? So in our craze for, in our hunt for make in India, let us not forget what is already made in India, right? We should capitalize on that. We should not run away from that or we should ignore that. And why I am talking about this? Because in our scriptures, in our these books of wisdom, we understand what actually mind is. Our books of wisdom, they don't only talk about matter as Somnath was telling, but they also talk about antimatter and they also talk about consciousness, mind and these kind of things, right? Because otherwise modern science has no answers to mind, right? If you know, there is this, I think, a journal called Science or Nature, wherein there are these $10 million questions which science has no answers to. Just search in Google $10 million questions which science has no answer to. One of the questions is, what happens at the time of death? Second question is, what is dream? Right? Because modern science is mechanistic reductionist science. It only deals with matter. Modern science has no knowledge of consciousness or subconsciousness or antimatter or spirit. Absolutely no knowledge. And therefore anything which requires that knowledge, science has no answer to. Are you with me? Are you following my line of thought? Right? And for that we have to look towards what? We have to look towards these books of wisdom, right? Be it Bhagavad Gita, be it Quran, be it Bible, which actually go deeper into our finer levels of existence. And they say that, you know what, we have three levels of existence. We have three levels of existence. One is called our outer self or external self, which is what? Which is this body, which we are all seeing each other's, right? The second is intermediate self, right? Intermediate self, and that is our mind and intelligence, decision-making faculty. Mind and intelligence comes there. So body is external self, mind and intelligence is intermediate self, and then comes our inner self, which is the source of consciousness. Then comes our inner self, which is the source of consciousness. Some people call this soul, some people call this antimatter, you may call it ABC, does not matter. The reality would not change just by using different names. Okay? So this is our source of consciousness. Now when we start understanding, oh, so this is how my system looks like. See, for example, when you look at this projector, electronics department people or those who have made this projector would know absolute every details about how at the level of electron, how things are working, right? That's how we are able to make it. Otherwise they would not have been able to make it, right? On the other hand, look at the irony, look at the contrast, that about our system we have limited knowledge, or rather no knowledge. That, oh, who am I? When we think about something, when we feel good, when we feel bad, yeah, they may say it's adrenaline, it's some, what is that? Endorphin. No, what is that hormone? Dopamine, right? These are all manifestations of it. But why does that happen? That's a mechanism. It talks about how, but it doesn't talk about why. Right? Just like when you eat food, food gets digested, creates energy. Biology tells every detail about how that happens. right? Food goes, saliva comes, something happens, some enzyme, some HCl, something breaking down, something, right? How is clearly explained. But why? Why is it happening? And who created it? No answers, right? Are you appreciating what I'm trying to say? And that's where we have to look deeper. We have to look at different sources of knowledge, right? Which is where this is coming from. Otherwise, you know what happens? We have smiling faces but crying hearts, right? Because we know so much about external world but so little about internal world, right? And if anybody is a doctor, if you talk to a genuine doctor, as soon as a genuine doctor will cut open your body, he will just faint by looking at what complex machine body is. Have you not read in our biology in class 8, 9, 10th that the lungs, all those alveoli and whatnot was there, if you straighten them up, it will be from Patna to Kanpur or something like that, right? Marvel, right? And those who are genuine doctors, as soon as they see these things, they would say, one cell, did we not read that one cell is as complex as the entire New York City with all the communication, electrical infrastructure? One cell in the body, right? Sometimes we just read these things and we ignore. We don't realize that, wait a second, who made this, right? And where all this is coming from? Makes sense, right, as scientists and engineers? So otherwise, and if we don't know about internal world, then the end result is smiling faces, crying hearts. Okay, so now let's understand. First we saw this, that there are three levels of our existence. And where is mind coming into picture? Here, mind and intelligence. Now let's understand, okay, what is the role of mind and what does mind do? So we all, computer science, right, most of you, even electronics, you are aware, familiar with that. We have input devices and output devices. So our senses like eyes, nose, hands, all these things, tongue, mouth, they are all like what? Input output devices. Simple, clear, they are input output devices. Mind is like a database. Mind is like a database which has stored some things. What has it stored? It has stored our past experiences. It has stored our thoughts. It has stored our desires. It's like a database of that, right? Past experiences, thoughts, desires. And what does it do with that database? It gives you ideas. That's the only job of mind. The only job of mind is to give you ideas. Come, let's do this. Come, let's do that, right? And often mind gives you ideas which are not good for you. For example, you have exam tomorrow. You are studying tonight. What will mind tell? Come, let's watch a movie. Correct? That's what mind tells. Your intelligence है, कब पागल हो गया क्या? कुछ पढ़ा नहीं अभी मूवी किधर से? Then if your intelligence is strong, then you will overpower your mind. But mind, when you are studying, mind will think of playing. When you are playing, mind will think of. That is the nature of mind. It will give you ideas. It will give you ideas. Right? And now, what is the intelligence supposed to do? We talked about two things in the intermediate layer, right? Mind and intelligence. What is intelligence supposed to do? Intelligence is supposed to decide, okay, mind has given one idea, should it be done, should it not be done, based on what is good for you, what is not good for you, right? A person who understands this secret has to become successful in life, right? Not that whatever mind is telling, you are saying yes boss and do that. Mind is saying jump and you are jumping without realizing you will die. Mind is saying, oh, there is a cliff, let's take a selfie. Even more at the edge, it will be more famous. I'll get Guinness Book of World Records. Mind is telling, थोड़ा और लोगों को दिखाएंगे, दोस्तों को दिखाएंगे, वो गिर गया, मर गया, न्यूज़ बन गया, फेमस हो गया वर्ल्ड में, but for wrong reasons, right? These things keep happening. So जो केवल मन की सुनता है, those who follow only mind like yes boss, they are called as monkey. Who are monkeys? जो केवल मन की करता है वो monkey. Simple to remember, simple to memorize, right? But what a successful person does? You just don't become a slave of your mind. You use your intelligence to understand ये जो mind बोल रहा है, अच्छा बोल रहा है कि खराब बोल रहा है, करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए, okay? And that is what is called as mental dialogues. People you see in motivational seminars and all that. Now this seminar is different from yet another motivational seminar, not because I am special, but because we are trying to target the root cause here. It's not just about, oh, you should dress smartly, you should shake hands nicely, you should speak nicely, you should know how to smile, you should know how to, structure your presentation, you should know how to walk. These are superficials. Unless you go to the root of something, the problem will remain unsolved. Do you appreciate this? Unless you go to the root of something, unless you understand the mechanism behind things, unless you understand the big picture, the problem will remain unsolved, right? So in these self-help seminars or motivational seminars, you must have heard of these terms like mental dialogues or self-talk. Have you heard of this? Self-talk, like speaking to yourself. That's what it is. So let's say, imagine if I have diabetes, God forbid, let's say I have diabetes, right? Advanced, like, very, very high sugar or whatnot, and eating sweet is not good for me, and let's say I like sweet a lot, right? Now when I'm walking, let's say I'm walking across a street and I see Rasgulla shop, what will your mind tell? Are you getting the concept clearly? And this is guarantee. Mind will tell this, guarantee. Mind will say, why? Because mind is a database. What is stored in mind? Last time when I ate Rasgulla, it was such a nice experience, man. Right? So what will mind do? Come, let's eat. That's what mind will tell. Now, if my mind is stronger than intelligence, what will I do? Yes, boss, go and eat and die. Or ruin my life further. And if my intelligence is stronger than mind, what will intelligence say? पागल हो गया क्या? अभी खा लिया तो जिंदगी भर नहीं खा पाएगा. अभी कल ही एक खाया तो अभी 10 दिन बाद खाएंगे, तो ऐसा जिंदगी भर खाते रहेंगे थोड़ा थोड़ा. Whatever, right? Whatever is the adjustment based on the severity of the disease. Right? So that's the example of stronger intelligence, which can control the mind. Which can control the mind. So coming back to that question which we began with about mind, is mind our enemy or our friend? What is the answer?
If we can control it, it is our friend.
Very good. And some of you said that. Both, somebody said. And our friend, what's your name? Satvik. Nice name. Satvik said, if we can control our mind, then probably it can become our best friend. And the Shastras, the books of wisdom, they give an example of a knife. Is knife good or bad? Again, we know we are smart people. In the hands of a surgeon, you can save lives. Come on, not a small thing. Right? Save lives. In the hands of a crazy guy, a fool, he can just come and kill you. Oh, sorry, I did not know. He can create disaster. Right? So knife is not good or bad depending on what we do with the mind. Similarly, with the knife. Similarly, controlled mind is our best friend. Uncontrolled mind is our worst enemy. And you will be surprised to know that there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita which says precisely this. Before I read Bhagavad Gita systematically under the right guidance, I used to think, oh, it's some religious book, something it has mentioned how to, rotate agarbatti and things like that. I understood that, whatever science I read in my childhood so far, this was my first year of IIT Kharagpur, 2000. That's the first time when I came across such people, Dhruva Club and similar people, who told me, what is really Bhagavad Gita and how it is to be understood in the right guidance, in a systematic way. Then, 2000, my first year, seems 23 years back. Do I look that old? Oh yeah, somebody saying no, somebody saying yes. But anyway, so that time, I first time realized that, it was not something religious, it is actually better science than whatever science I have studied so far. So this shloka, bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartatatmaiva shatruvat. This says that bandhur atmatmanastasya, manas, our mind is bandhu, our best friend, if it is under our control. And if it is not under our control, then it is Shatrutve, it is our worst enemy, right? So scientifically presented. So now, extending this concept a bit further, what are we talking about? Saying no to mind, controlling mind. Now here lies a key to become successful in life. Here lies a key to become successful in life. If we want to be a real superhero, to take charge of our life, right? We don't become a Superman by wearing, red underwear or blue dress. We don't become a Superman like that. Because one elephant or a buffalo will come from behind, do like this guy will fall. Right? A real Superman is one who can say no to your mind, who can say no to one's own mind. That's a real Superman. And the moment you start doing that, and it will not be an overnight change, but it begins with at least being aware. Oh, this is what is happening. Now I understand. Okay, now I will see what to do with the mind. Right? The moment we start doing this, then we start taking charge of our life. We are no longer puppets in the hands of a few. We are no longer living somebody else's life. Then for the first time in our life, we start taking charge of our life. And there is a very famous, you see this book, there was a very famous psychologist called Walter Mischel. Very famous thing, again you can search in Google, marshmallow test. A very famous psychologist, I think 2018 he passed away, from Stanford University. He wrote a book called The Marshmallow Test, Why Self-Control is the Engine of Success. I'm not saying this famous psychologist is telling this, right? Now, does anybody know what is this marshmallow test by any chance? Okay, some of you know. Oh, many of you know. Okay, I'll very quickly tell for the sake of others. He did this experiment in Stanford University. He called a group of children. Marshmallow is that soft, that thing which now is available in India also, children's favorite. He called children one by one in the room, closed room, and he kept a jar of marshmallows. And he told every child that either you can take one and go right now, or you wait for 10 minutes, you will get 4. Okay? I think he said 2. So let me just stick to whatever it was. If you wait for 10 minutes, you will get 2. And then there were some cameras and all that, and there was a group of students on which he did this study. So, and it's all recorded. So these photos which you see are from there, right? Some are doing like this, some are like eating and going, right? So many students chose to eat and go. Many students somehow controlled themselves and waited for 10 minutes, and then they got 2, right? And then they went. After this, they tracked these children. These were, I think, some 6-7 years old children. This psychologist, to complete his study, he tracked them, that how they are doing in their life as they go through school, as they go through college, and as they become adults and things like that. And then he did another study of the same people. And you know what he found, what correlation he found? That those who chose immediate gratification, those who could not delay, those who could not tolerate, those who chose immediate gratification were not too far in life as compared to those who were able to tolerate the temptations. And then he wrote these kind of books like Why Self-Control is the Engine of Success and things like that. So not only confirmed by him, but our books of wisdom already talk about these things. Right? So when you have something which is there already in your shastras, in your scriptures, and when that is also confirmed by your experience or by somebody else's experience, then that increases your faith in these things all the more. Right? So that's this test, which is about self-control. Now what exactly is self-control, right? As we saw one example of Rasgulla, that is self-control, right? Now who is playing an important role there? Intelligence. Mind is proposing, but we have to say no to mind, right? So this is what it is, right? So in one case you get a stimulus and you directly respond without thinking, and in the other case you get a stimulus, you think, is it right, is it wrong, should I do it, should I not do it, and then you respond, right? And just this delta is self-control, and the key to that self-control is intelligence. The key to that self-control is intelligence, and intelligence, my dear friends, have 2 roles. DD, remember like that. When I was a child, there used to be a comedy show called Didi's Comedy Show, right? And even Doordarshan was called DD. I don't know if you all have seen Doordarshan, but anyway. My son, the other day when I showed him the logo of Doordarshan, he said, "Oh, it's a Chrome hai." I was surprised, and then I realized, oh, see, what you have seen, you are able to relate with those things only. He has never seen Doordarshan, he has seen Chrome browser. If you see Chrome logo, it's similar to some extent. If you see from distance, it will look like Doordarshan logo. Anyway, so DD, intelligence has 2 roles. DD, always remember, discrimination and determination. What does discrimination mean? What is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. To be able to discriminate, intelligence does not mean to get 100 out of 100 in maths. That's one aspect of intelligence. But the real intelligence is to be able to take decisions in life. That is real intelligence. To be able to distinguish between what is right, what is wrong. What I should do, what I should not do. That is real intelligence. Right? So that is discrimination. Where will it come from? How will it develop? How will you cultivate it? How will you make it stronger? By reading books of wisdom. By watching nice videos, not some nonsense YouTube shorts, in which 2-3 hours go, we don't even realize 2-3 hours have passed. Happens with everybody. It happens. With me also it happens at times whenever I'm not able to control myself, right? On the other hand, there are so much positive substitutes. So many positive substitutes. There is so much information, wealth of information in the world today, which was not there when I was a kid, for example, right? But use, misuse, both are possible, right? 2 sides of the same coin. So our intelligence will become sharp as far as discrimination is concerned by reading books of wisdom like Bhagavad Gita, by talking to great men, noble men, by listening to good music, by watching good movies, whatever. Right? That's how our discrimination will develop, by reading Shastras, books of wisdom. And the other rule, determination. Now what is determination? Okay, now I understood this is right, this is wrong by the first D. Discrimination, this is right, this is wrong. But many you will see don't have the determination to do the right thing. Okay, 10 people are smoking cigarette, so my entire class is smoking cigarette, so I should also smoke cigarette. So are you a strong person or a weak person? Weak person. And even if the other person is saying, come on, smoking is cool, what are you supposed to say? How can fire be cool, you fool? Right? That's how we are supposed to respond. Now some of you, of course, I don't know, depending on whatever background, but we can always change. Today is the first day for the rest of our life. Can anybody repeat? Right? Anything can be changed any moment. That is determination. That is willpower. Right? So how does determination means, okay, now discrimination we have understood what is right, what is wrong. But determination means having the courage, having the power to do the right thing. And my dear friends, please remember one slogan for your life. Right is right even if nobody is doing it. And wrong is wrong even if whole world is doing it. Anybody can repeat? Very good. You all are smart, champs, right? And this is actually correct. And such people, they become real leaders. They are at the top of the world. Think of APJ Abdul Kalam, think of whoever, role models. Real role model, not just somebody who is rich. Not just somebody who is rich, right? And then who can do all kinds of crimes and then run away, and no, not like that. Real heroes, right? Now, how will we improve our determination? We improve our determination by doing things like meditation and stuff like that, right? And there are so many other things. If you remain connected to our club, you will see, in fact, we are going to launch one course. I think it's there, right? We are going to announce that. There is a nice course which we are launching, which will have series of such sessions, because things don't happen overnight. Change does not happen overnight, right? And don't expect that, oh, these life skills which I am talking about, not only skills, knowledge, value and skills. 3 things, right, which I am talking about, which are so essential for our success, which are so fundamental to our success. Don't expect to learn all of that in one session. That would be foolish expectation. For example, how many years have we spent studying physics? Let's say we started in 5th or 6th, in some sense science बोल के together, right? 5th 6th से start किया, तो 5th to 12 7 years, then 1 साल whatever preparation whatever we did, so let's say 7-8 years, then now also 4 years, at least 1 or 2 years, first year whatever some physics will be studying, so maybe some 8-9 years we have studied, correct? 8 years, some 7, 8, 9 years physics we have studied. Now after studying physics for 7, 8, 9 years, can you say that you know 100% physics? No. How much percent you will say? Some are saying 10, 20, I will say 1% maybe, right? Correct? If you just think about it, think deeper, then you will probably change your number from 10 to 1. Maybe after that from 1 to 0.1, whatever it may be, right? That after attending so many lectures for so many years, right? Which is about something external. Now imagine, we are talking about mind, life, success, which are more paranormal or supernatural, that subtle kind of thing. How can we expect that to understand in like 1 hour session completely? Makes sense, right, what I'm saying? Therefore, this should lead to something else in future. There should be a series of things. Then only our journey for change begins. And we are going to announce that at the end of the session. But coming back, so that's where you will learn some meditation and those kind of things by which our determination also increases. Now, so we talked about self-control, correct? We talked about self-control, saying no to mind. Now, the moment we say self-control to generation, I don't know what is this generation. When I was in school, college, we used to call generation X, right? And then generation Y came, and then generation Z, right? I prefer to call it Z because I'm an Indian. I call Z as Z. Americans call Z as Z, right? So I don't want to just copy them just like that in India. When I will be there, I'll copy them. So generation Z. But now probably I don't know. It's maybe some alpha, beta, gamma, or Elon Musk. Some Elon Musk child name. Some Xi, beta, theta, everything is put there. They are going to rename Twitter also to X. But anyway, so some generation it would be. Now that generation, the moment you say, hey, control, learn to say no to your mind. Don't do this, don't do this, do this. Our parents have said that to us, or our grandparents, whoever, or any of our well-wishers have said that to us. What is our natural reaction? The generation alpha, beta, gamma's natural reaction. Arey yaar, come on, same old story again. I want to live life king size. I don't, believe in any restrictions. What restrictions you are putting? I am my own master, right? So we have to understand that good advice or healthy restrictions are not against our freedom. Rather, they are prerequisite to our freedom. Very important concept I am trying to tell, please understand. This is where many first years they fail. And they get into wrong habits and they get into peer pressure because they don't have that substance of principle. Right? What is this point? That good advice or healthy restrictions, I have decided I will not touch liquor or alcohol. I will not finish. Do whatever you may want. Right? And it's a restriction on me? Yes. It's a good advice and healthy restriction because I know it's good for me. But we feel that, oh, it is taking away my freedom. It is taking away my, somebody is tying my hands and legs. Actually, that's not a reality. The reality is, it is a prerequisite to our freedom. Just like you have some courses who have some prerequisites. You cannot do this course unless you have done this course. Similarly, this is a prerequisite for freedom. How? Some examples. Example number 1. I'm sure some of you know flying a kite, how to fly a kite. Some of you. Now this boy, he liked to fly kites a lot. And his house was under construction. So his roof, there was no parapet wall. As you can see here. Now he was flying kite. Like this, and in the heat of flying kite, he kept going, and he came at the edge of his roof. Are you able to visualize the situation? Now his friend is sitting behind, said, stop! This guy says, मैं अपने बाप का नहीं सुना, तेरा क्या सुनूं? Right? He's saying, how can he put restriction on me? मेरे को stop बोला, मेरे को, अरे I am the king of my life, यार. Do you understand what I am trying to tell? Now if he follows that stop, then he will, okay, if he does not follow, what will happen? If he does not follow, if he is lucky, he will lose his freedom to walk, and if he is unlucky, he will lose his freedom to live. Right? If he is unlucky, he will lose his freedom to live. मरी जाएगा सीधे. And if he is lucky, he will lose his freedom to walk. पैर वैर टूटेगा, अब चल नहीं पाएगा. तो वो stop ना सुन के, by not following that stop, did he become free or did he become bound? Are you able to relate what I was trying to say? Next example. God forbid you have a disease. Some deadly one, let us say, or some serious one. You go to doctor. Doctor gives you some red, yellow, blue pills. And doctor is telling, देखो, morning, empty stomach, you eat this one too. Okay? Evening, after dinner, not before dinner. After dinner, eat this. And afternoon, don't eat this, don't drink this. No, this guy says, मैं अपने बाप को नहीं सुना, तेरा क्या सुनूं? What will happen? Lose his freedom to live. Right? So, healthy restrictions, good advice are not against our freedom. They are prerequisite to our freedom. Not only they are prerequisite to our freedom, actually that makes you more powerful. When you learn to say no to your mind, nonsense ideas of mind, not good ideas of mind, nonsense ideas of mind, then it makes you actually not only more free, but also more powerful. Remember that Superman thing which I talked about? इसका भी एक एग्जांपल आपको दिखाता हूं. वापस काइट पे जाते हैं. Those of you who know how to fly a kite, when you pull the string of the kite, what happens?
It goes higher.
It goes higher if it is pointing in the right direction, right? And when you cut the string or leave the string loose, what will happen?
It comes down.
It is just at its own mercy, free to be carried away by the wind, only to be torn among the trees and things like that, right? So you see what is happening. Restrain, pulling, healthy force, healthy pull, some control on kite is helping the kite to rise higher, right? Similarly, some healthy restrictions on ourselves, good advice helps us to rise higher in life. Another example, I always like to give examples because I believe that examples make things very, very clear, and if some of you can note these things down, that will be even better for the rest of your life. Water. If you allow the water to flow uncontrollably everywhere, all around, what will happen? Flood. Exactly. Very good. Who said? What's your name? Gautam. We have all wonderful people here. Satvik, Gautam. Anyway, so it will be flood, disaster, right? Has anything good happened by floods ever? No. In fact, in disaster relief management and all that, there is flood control and all, right? Now imagine And that happened when you allowed the water to flow uncontrollably everywhere. Now imagine if you restrict that by 2 banks. Restrict the flow of the water by 2 banks. That becomes what? River. That becomes a river. Now river can be put to good uses. Irrigation, drinking water, whatever. Okay. What has made the difference? By putting some control on water, that water which caused destruction has now caused construction. I mean creative, something productive. Put one more control. Dam. Now what? Hydroelectric power. More power is coming out. More power is coming out. Are you able to appreciate the concept which I am trying to tell very graphically? What happens when you restrain? Right? So healthy restriction, I am not about all unhealthy restrictions. Healthy restrictions, good advice are not prerequisite, are not against our freedom, but they are prerequisite of freedom, point number 1. And point number 2, not only they make us free, but they also make us more powerful. Next concept, and we have 2 more concepts after this and we'll end. Okay? What is the next concept? We talked about saying no to mind. We talked about mind giving us ideas. Some ideas could be good, some ideas could be bad. Now, if your mind is so trained to always give you nonsense ideas, then self-control is going to become easy for you or difficult for you? Is it any difficult to understand this concept? I am a scientist, I am an engineer, so therefore I talk always in terms of formula and equations. This, then this matter over. Okay? So if I have fed all nonsense things to the mind, remember mind is a database, right? Now, if all nonsense things are stored in the mind, what ideas mind is going to give? Nonsense ideas. Now, that's going to make my life tougher if I want to do self-control. So, therefore, one more extra thing about self-control is that I can make my self-control easier by making sure that mind has the right inputs at the first place. And that is why our books of wisdom, made in India, they say that mind is like a blank slate. Actually, it's not blank right now. We have already written many things. Right? But it's like a slate. Whatever you write on it, that's what it will propose to you. That's called as internal hygiene. People these days are very, very fanatic about external hygiene. You go to cafeterias and people are wearing caps, gloves. Now that's another matter. With the same glove they are doing like this and they are doing just for the sake of show. That's the reality at many places. Right? If not, just go and observe. Whether it be Pani Puri wala or whoever. For the sake of show, or maybe that person has good intent, but you guys, clever people, can understand what's going on there, right? But anyway, so what was that? So people are very conscious about external hygiene, and in school there are subjects called environmental science. If you have smaller sisters and brothers, you talk to them, they'll have a subject called EVS in their school, environmental science, which talks about noise pollution, water pollution, wash your hands 10-20 times a day, whatnot, right? So people are very conscious, which is good. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. We should be. What about internal hygiene? No, there is no talk of it. There is no talk of it. Why? Because people just want to keep doing nonsense. And those who are so-called leaders, corrupt leaders, there are all kinds of leaders. Some are genuine leaders who are also worrying about internal hygiene. And some are just bogus leaders who themselves don't care anything about internal hygiene, and therefore they are not even talking about it. But that is so important, because depending on that only, our mind proposes things to us. And we all know in computer science, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, GIGO. Similarly, good in, good out, right? So whatever we feed to our minds, that's what mind will propose to us. If you feed good things, mind will tell you good ideas. It will be easier for self-control. In fact, there may not be need of self-control also, because my mind has become my best friend. It's actually telling me the right thing to do. So intelligence doesn't have to struggle that harder. Are you able to appreciate this concept? And therefore somebody said this: sow a thought, reap a word. Have you heard of this? Sow a word, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a. And then people wonder, I'm studying so hard, working so hard, still why good things are not happening in my life? Because you have created a wrong destiny for yourself. Okay? You have created a wrong destiny for yourself. And it all begins from thoughts. And how are thoughts formed? By our environment, by our friends, by our inputs we take, what kind of books we are reading, what kind of movies we are watching, what kind of friends we have. Have you heard? Tell me who your friends are and tell you who you are. Have you heard a man is known by the company he keeps?
Yes.
The women also, everybody, right? So why so? What's the science behind it? This is the science behind it. This is science. These are all not some moral science statements which we have read, we have grown up studying, or our parents were telling, but nobody believed in that, nobody followed that, nobody understood that, so we have left those things far behind. No, that's the purpose of Dhruva Club, to re-establish those things which were sacred principles of our country in a scientific way, so that we understand A leads to B, B leads to C, C leads to D, whatever, and therefore A to D, whatever, hence proved QED, right? That's how it is. So therefore it is said that we have to watch our inputs, friends, books, movies, music, so that we have right thoughts, and so that everything else follows, and so that we don't write garbage on the slate. Therefore, stay away from bad habits and bad company. Make best use of opportunities for spiritual association, which is what Dhruva Club is trying to give. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Okay. As I told, last two concepts. This concept is about a related concept of discipline. Again, we have heard of discipline a lot. Our teachers have scolded us so many times. Hey, be disciplined, right? And so we right now talk about self-control. It's like closely related, but there is some difference. See, discipline is about being able to do whatever you thought you want to do with determination. Like making a plan. Let's say you have made a plan. All of you should make plans, because those who fail to plan, they plan to fail, right? If you have a goal, but if you don't have a plan, then that goal will remain a wish. What did I say? If you have a goal to achieve, all of you, everybody should have some goals, right? If you have a goal but if you have no plan, then what is that goal? Just a wish. Just a wish. Happy birthday to you. Right? So discipline is that okay, I make a plan that okay, morning I will do some meditation, I will spend some time for God. Daytime I will study very nicely, I will study very hard, I will not waste time. Evening, okay, I will do some nice things, I will take care of my personal belongings or whatever, and I will sleep nicely. Whatever, some plan we will make, right? Or this to this I will study this to this I will study that, whatever plan you make. Now to be able to follow that plan with discipline, right? To be able to stick to that plan, that's like discipline. Oh, I lead a disciplined life. I don't just do like eat whenever, drink whenever, eat whatever, no. Right? And related concept is self-control, which is more about like resisting, saying no to something, just like that marshmallow thing. Right? Now this discipline is so important that self-discipline starts with good habits, which climbs you to success. And therefore, please, my dear friends, no matter who else tells you whatever, right? No matter how much they glorify these kind of things, if you can stay away from these, not just by saying no, but because of positive engagements. You should have no time to do these nonsense things. These are called as self-destructive habits. Self-destructive habits. You are doing damage to yourself, harm to yourself. Right? And these are the keys to discipline, and which is again the key to success. And the last principle is about the mindset. Right? We all talked about mind, right? And we talked about two main things in mind. One was self-control, and two things for self-control. It makes us free and it makes us powerful. And then we talked about discipline and good habits and bad habits. Now we are talking about, okay, mind is such a powerful friend. Mind can be such a powerful friend or enemy that any situation, mind can make you perceive that situation positively or negatively. Positively or negatively. Let's say something good happens to you, mind can find problems in that. Something bad happens to you, mind can find something good in that. And that's what differentiates great successful men or leaders from ordinary men. Please understand, my dear friends, 2% people are wise, 98% are otherwise. 2% are? 98% are? Otherwise. Now you decide which category you want to be in. If you choose to be associated with clubs like Dhruva Club, then you are being wise. Not just because of somehow coming and going, but by actually seriously taking the message. By seriously understanding that, oh yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. So coming to mindset, right? Our mindset can also change the direction of our life. Some people, you see, they will always complain. Even in something good, like, just like when I was sitting here, right? And when I did like this, something had happened. What had happened? This had kind of fallen below. You saw that? Now, some people have a tendency to come like, kya banaya chair bekar hai? You seen some people like that? क्या पंखा नहीं चल रहा है, क्या मेस बेकार, क्या खाना बेकार, always complain, क्या होगा ऐसा आदमी का? Because there will be enough reasons for you to keep complaining whole life. Now you decide, you want to complain or you want to understand, okay, this is what it is. If you can change. If not, understand how to work around. You see mindset. Are you able to understand what is mindset? Now, this is a related quote. I'm sure some of you may have heard this, right? When going gets tough, tough gets going. And what is that toughness? Which toughness are we talking about? Body toughness? Mental toughness, right? And therefore, I really like this quote a lot. This is one of my favorite quotes. Attitude. See, mindset, attitude, same thing, right? Attitude is a paintbrush of mind with which you can color any situation. Now you decide, you want to color black and white, you want to color monochrome, you want to color wonderful, beautiful colors, right? It's all, attitude is like paintbrush of mind. Now so it can make negative, positive, we have already talked about it. Now one practical exercise we will do, okay? We will see, because theory is one thing and relating to some practical situation is another thing, right? So let's say the situation is, things are beyond your control. Let's say in your college, let's say you are studying hard, but teacher doesn't know anything, so correcting wrongly, you are getting wrong marks, even though you were supposed to get more marks, whatever it may be. Or there are some rules of the college which you don't want, but you have no control over it. Or it could be something outside college, something happening in your city, country, wherever. So there can be things beyond our control for sure, often, always. Now if you don't accept it, it leads rise to anger, like that. And if you accept it, then tolerance, positive. Between anger and tolerance, I'm sure you understand, anger is a negative emotion or positive emotion? Tolerance is a negative emotion or positive emotion? Positive emotion, right? Tolerance actually, just like you go to gym to build your muscles, tolerance and humility, these two things build our mental muscles. Just like for body muscles, you have to pump weight, you have to go to gym. For mental muscles, what you have to do? Humility and tolerance. Okay? Anyway, second situation, uncertainty. Arey, kya hoga malum nahi, what will happen now, whether in mess food will be there or not, lunch will be there or not, what to do, what not to do, arey, I have to rush now, whatever, uncertainty about anything. Oh, this time whether good companies will come also or not for our placements, what will happen? Oh, again another COVID comes, then what will happen to our career? Whatever, uncertainty. If you don't accept that uncertainty, then what happens? Fear, negative emotion. If you accept, then adventure. That is life. अरे ठीक है यार, इतना क्या डर रहा है? It's okay, देख लेंगे जो होगा, right? अपने ऊपर भरोसा रखो, self confidence. You see what I'm trying to tell? Attitude, mindset. Others' bad behavior towards us. In your entire career of 18 years so far, 19 years so far, you must have faced this. Neighbor, family member, friend, whoever, right? Others' bad behavior. If we don't accept, then hatred. If we accept, then forgiveness. चलो छोड़ो, कोई बात नहीं. Forgiveness, negative emotion, positive emotion. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Everybody is understanding. Other success, दूसरे का success. साथ में पढ़े थे हम दोनों. बोल रहा था ये, अरे यार कुछ नहीं पढ़ा, वो तो फर्स्ट आ गया. होता है ना, बहुत बार हुआ है. Right? Depending on, I mean, either you are this one or you are that one. दोनों तो कोई तो सब बैठे इधर, right? So if you don't accept, then what happens? See, you all now understood. And if you accept, then कुछ तो है बंदे में, क्या करता है जरा देखना पड़ेगा. Right? Inspiration. You have converted negative into positive. And the last concept is positive attitude is not enough. If I have positive attitude to do the wrong thing, is it wonderful? अरे मैंने बहुत कोशिश किया टीचर को परेशान करने का, नहीं हुआ, पर हम हार नहीं मानेंगे. Where there is will, there is way. करेंगे. Positive attitude, but for a wrong thing, that's not good. So positive attitude should be for right thing, right? I will give you an example. Imagine you go to Delhi, and let's say you have never been to Delhi, you know nothing about Delhi, and you have a friend in Delhi, childhood friend, मिलने गए, तो all you have is his address, or let's say उस समय मोबाइल नहीं था कुछ, that time, 20 years back. So you have address. Now you arrive at Delhi station, and you are showing to somebody, अरे भैया बताना जरा address, or you are वो बोलता है कुछ बोल दिया, तो now you are trying your best. Now you take out Google Maps, or let's say physical map, क्योंकि मोबाइल नहीं था ना, physical map निकाला. Now you are trying your best to find the address. You are not getting it, and you are thinking, don't give up. When going gets tough, where there is will, positive attitude, convert negative to positive. पूरा ट्राई कर रहे हैं, जी जान लगा दे रहे, फिर भी नहीं हो रहा है. कितना भी लगा दो नहीं होगा, तो रॉन्ग मैप पकड़े हो. The map is of Chandigarh, not of Delhi. If you are holding Chandigarh map, no matter how much hard work you do, no matter how much perseverance you have, no matter how many slogans you put in your room, will you find the address of your place? Will you be able to meet your friend? Why? Because there is a fundamental problem. Correct? There is a fundamental problem. Similarly, unless we understand certain spiritual truths of life, right? Remember once I used this spiritual word in some of the previous slides also, spiritual association. Then you may have wondered that spirituality किधर से आ गया अभी ये सब? हम माइंड का बात कर रहे थे, ठीक है, साइंस कर रहे थे, सब ठीक है, ये कहाँ से आ गया? I'll tell you कहाँ से आ गया. Unless we understand who am I, what is life, what am I supposed to do here? Huh? Why, why I have to take so much tension? You have cow in this campus by any chance? IIT NIT कैंपस में रहता है, यहाँ थोड़ा ऐसा है, प्राइवेट जैसा है, पर लेट्स से इन IIT NIT कैंपस इफ यू गो, आराम से गाय cow is grazing grass nicely. So just last weekend I was in IIT Trichy and I was giving this example, so it's fresh in my mind, right? What example I gave? That look at the cow in your campus. Now you just imagine if you don't have. Cow wakes up at whatever time she wants, no alarm clock. Anytime she wants she wakes up. If she is hungry, just grass का कोई कमी नहीं है. If you go to any IIT NIT campus, there is grass everywhere. I'm sure here also I'm seeing lot of greenery, right? So just भूख लगा गया, खा लिए, best, it's like favorite party है, right? उसके बाद जब थक गए, सो गए, right? Again whenever you want wake up, whenever you want sleep, whatever you want to eat, do whatever you want. And then I ask them, now you look at your life. You are taking so much tension to wake up in the morning to attend class. Then you are hearing so much from everybody, from all directions, working so hard, quiz, exam, assignment, test, lab. क्या करेगा आदमी? बच्चे का जान लेगा. उसके बाद भी अगर जॉब नहीं मिला जॉब के बाद भी अगर जिसको जॉब मिला उससे पूछो, वो आपसे ज्यादा रो रहा है, right? So whose life is happier, cow's life or your life? I asked them, and everybody said, sir, cow's life, right? But we know there has to be something, right? Otherwise, and there has to be some meaning, right? If we don't understand the meaning behind our life, then we are just being completely ignorant and just living somehow. जब मर जाएंगे ठीक है, right? Then will you become really happy from within? Let's say I ask you, भैया ये कॉलेज में क्यों पढ़ रहे हो? क्या मालूम, बोल दिया, आने को आ गए, पढ़ रहे, क्या होगा मालूम नहीं. Then what will you call yourself? A fool. But if you know, I'm reading, I'm studying here because I'll get a degree. With that degree, I'll get a job or whatever are your career ambitions, and then I'll do this. Then people will say, okay, you are a sane man, in fact, intelligent man. Right? जो जितना फ्यूचर का देख पाता है उसको उतना इंटेलिजेंट बोलते हैं. करेक्ट? Those who don't worry about future at all, I'll not say worry, those who don't plan for future at all, they are fools. Why am I studying in this college? I don't know. I woke up one morning, my father told me go to IIT Bangalore, I have come here. Now since then I'm only wondering what to do. Then you will call, what will you call such a person? Fool. But if you know, I'm here because for this, and after this I'll do this, then it gives you motivation. Okay, so now I'll work hard, I'll study hard, I'll do whatever. Then it also gives you strength to accept positive and negative in the right spirit. Because you know the goal, you know the purpose. Same thing is not true only for college, but it's also true for life, is it not? Right? There has to be some purpose. That's what SQ does to us. Do you know IQ? IQ everybody knows, intelligence quotient. Now there is something called as PQ, physical quotient. And there is something called as EQ, emotional quotient. And there is something called as SQ, spiritual quotient. The spiritual quotient helps us understand the big picture. Oh, ये बात है, ये इसलिए I am living life. That's how I have got birth. That's how different people behave in different ways. That's why we have different fruits in different seasons. That's why we have moon and we have earth. You see, now when you understand the big picture, then you are able to do then positive. So big picture, right map plus positive attitude, best combination. Some fundamental missing, wrong map, no matter what positive attitude, no help, no advantage, right? Otherwise, if we don't have the right map, if we don't have a high SQ, then what are we trying to do? We are trying to find the sun in the night with the help of a torch. This is another example. I gave one example of Delhi Chandigarh. This is another example. Which example is this? It's night time. You want to find sun, right? Mission Aditya, let's say. Have you heard of this already? Wonderful, again nice thing. You want to find sun. It's night and you are thinking you are taking out torch and you are trying to find. You are working hard. Sleepless nights. Where there is will, there is way. Don't give up. When going gets tough, कुछ काम करेगा ये सब. Why? Map is wrong. Some fundamental thing is missing. That's what high SQ does to us. It sets our fundamentals right. अब उसके बाद करो जो करना है. BTech IIT खड़गपुर silver medal, no problem. 15-16 years in industry, all awards, medals, no problem. PhD IIT Bombay, no problem. Amazon Applied Science Manager, no problem. जो करना है करिए, जितना करेंगे उतना you will be able to add meaning to life because you know the right purpose behind it. You're not just doing it as a blind chase, just like everybody else, running a rat race. You know what is the problem in running a rat race? Even if you come first, you will be called a rat. That is the problem in running a rat race. We are all human beings, right? We are supposed to be a little better, right? We are supposed to think what is going on, कौन सा race run कर रहे हैं और क्यों? Okay? So anyway, I really like this quote from Stephen Covey. Have you heard of this author, Stephen Covey? Very, very. Oh, you don't? Oh, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of the best sellers, sensation in the world. In fact, ये जो पूरा motivational speech, motivational seminars का पूरा जो लहर है ना, जो इंडिया में शिव खेरा and all did and now so many others are doing, that was started actually by Stephen Covey. Very, very famous world's best-selling author. And that best-selling book was called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he has written many, many more books. He said, if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, please understand, if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step will just take you to the wrong place faster. Is it not? Now again, fundamental is wrong. Set your fundamental right and now climb. Now who has asked you not to climb? Climb. However much you want to climb, go at the top of the wall, no problem, but make sure your ladder is on the right wall. That is spiritual quotient. That is high spiritual quotient. With this, I have come to an end. Thank you very much. Normally, whenever I give any seminar, I do a quick recap of whatever we have done. So we'll use next 2 minutes for that very quickly. Okay? And I would want to hear from you, and I'll be really, really happy, and based on how you have responded so far, I'm sure you'll be able to respond very nicely to each of these things. What was the first thing we saw? We began with challenges. Give me examples of 1 or 2 challenges. Peer pressure, academics and all that, right? We did that. That's how we started. Problem statement. Then what we saw next thing? What role mind plays in that? Mind plays a very critical role in dealing with those challenges. And we gave 3 examples. Arjuna, very good. What's your name?
Sai Venkat.
Sai?
Venkat.
Sai Venkat. Okay. Sai Venkat said this, right? Very nice. Arjuna example. What are the other 2 examples? Remember? Sachin Tendulkar, what was that phrase I used? Nervous 90. Very good. And third example? Socho. मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ. What is the third example? Exam. Very good. Exam temperament. Very good. Who said? What's your name? Karthika. Yeah, correct. Satvik, Karthik, Gautam, Sai. Okay. Then we saw. Okay, अभी समझ गया. Problem है. Mind plays a critical role. तो अभी क्या करने का? किसके बारे में जानने का? Let's understand what is mind, right? And then there we saw about that thing of how Make in India is good. But what about Made in India? We already have some things. We have a very rich spiritual and cultural heritage where we have answers to those questions which nobody has in the world. Are you able to appreciate this point? When we say our country is great, we should know how our country is great. Not just by going to moon, which is wonderful, which is excellent. We all should stand up and clap for that. But also because of these things, which was even confirmed by same Dr. S. Somanath. Right? And there when we see, then we will understand, oh, now I understand what is mind. And then what we discussed? We discussed those 3 levels of existence. And then we talked about whether mind is friend or enemy. And we saw that Bhagavad Gita shloka, Bandhuratmat Manastasya. Right? And then we discussed that mental dialogue thing. That how mind, and then mind is like a database, senses are input-output devices. Remember that whole thing? Okay. And then, the moment we talked about that mental dialogue and we said that, hey, mind keeps giving you ideas, what is intelligence supposed to do? Supposed to see, is it good, bad? And if bad, then no. And that is what is? Self-control. Make sense? Clear ekdam? ABCD jaisa? And then we saw those 2 concepts. Self-control is not against our freedom, but what examples we saw for that? Kite flying? Doctor, very good, excellent. And then we saw it actually makes us more powerful. Dam and river or dam तो वही था ना water का. दूसरा kite again, right? Pulling, going high. एकदम सबको याद हो गया? Wonderful. And then we saw that self-control can be made tougher or it can be made easier. Our struggle can be made easier if we write good inputs to mind, if we provide good inputs to mind, because mind is like a slate. And there we saw Gigo, and there we saw sow a thought, reap a
Action.
thought के बाद word. Sow a word, reap an
Action.
sow an action, reap a sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. Destiny decides your future. And then we saw the last two concepts. The first one was about attitude. Attitude is the paintbrush of mind with which you can color any situation, right? And we saw those examples of negative emotion versus positive emotion. How just a matter of how you perceive that. How you perceive that, right? And finally we saw that, oh, you may have positive attitude, very good, it's important. But if your fundamentals are wrong, and we saw three examples for wrong fundamentals. One was Delhi Chandigarh map. Second was ladder, very good, Stephen Covey. And third was trying to find sun in the night with the help of a torch. So right attitude for wrong thing will not take us anywhere. Important to understand the larger picture and have the right map. Okay. So thank you very much. This was a very, very wonderful experience which I had for all of you, and I would like to applaud all of you with a very good, very big round of applause for being so patient. Yeah, I'll just speak one more thing and then you can take over. Okay. So remember I was telling about that thing, how many classes of physics we have attended and still we understand maybe 1% or 2% of physics, and I was telling about this should not be an end. This should be a beginning. Right? Just like in movies, sometimes they say, now they don't say, and they lived happily ever after. When I was a kid, movies would have this at the end. Right? So therefore now this should be a beginning of something nice. And the Dhruva Club volunteers are here, and probably they are going to announce certain details of some things, but I'll just share for 1 minute something from my experience. As I said, our course is going to be launched called The Journey of Self-Discovery. JOSD, The Journey of Self-Discovery. I think it's going to have some 5-6 sessions. Just like this. This was one session, introductory session. Now there will be 6 sessions for a course called The Journey of Self-Discovery. In 2000 to 2004, when I was in IIT Kharagpur, I attended this kind of courses, right? And that did that Fourier transform for me. Electronics guys, Fourier transform? Fourier transform? So वो मेरे को आता नहीं जाता Fourier transform, because computer science people are always away from maths, right? But then the Fourier transform which I have gone through in IIT Kharagpur was these kind of courses which I attended. Right? And I can share with you from my own experience that has made me who I am today, right? With meaning, with a purpose, and with that inner fulfillment and that peace and happiness. So if you are getting an opportunity to enroll for this course, it's going to be a thought-provoking, enlightening, soul-stirring course, and make sure you please take this decision, right? Make your choice to attend this course, and probably more details they are going to tell. Thank you very much. Please take over.
Thank you, Prashant.
You take this. This is better.
Thank you very much, Vishal sir. So anyone has any questions or any suggestions, any comments, please, this is the time you can, speak. So any questions or any, you feel, this is like one of the important point I like, this, more self-controlled person is, more he has the freedom, okay. So this is one of the things, which I personally like very much. So any questions anyone has, so we can, say it there. So it's very difficult, get the Vishal sir, here and speak. So
Maybe what we can do is you can talk about the course, you can distribute the feedback forms, and in between if somebody wants to interact with me, we can do that.
We can start distributing the feedback forms, okay. So this is the course we are starting, okay. So 6-session course, this is called as Journey of Self-Discovery, okay. And this is really, journey you will really going to enjoy, okay. And so there will be the sessions called as, Discover the Manual of Life, Discovering the Inner Self, Science of the Soul, and it's really, the thought-provoking, and there will be presentations, you will get a chance to present in front of many of the students, and even there are, faculty members who will be taking part, we will be having retreats outside, outside college, okay, and it's not just about this college, okay, it's a connect of more than 60 colleges, including IIT Kharagpur, IIT Bombay,
IIT Madras,
okay, and IIT Roorkee,
NIT Trichy, many NIT Surathkal,
yeah,
many
IIT
places.
Surathkal, it's a large group of, and you may be amazed to hear, annually we have a connect in the summer holidays where all the students from all these colleges, they come to one place, generally like IIT Kharagpur, where they have a big classrooms, okay, and then we have a software training workshops there, okay, in the summer holidays, okay. So it's a very good journey. So this feedback form is coming to you, okay. So if you have, this is a very good chance, you can just take participate. And what I suggest is you cannot register, okay, and you will surely going to like the further sessions, okay. So you can join the sessions, and if you like, you can continue, okay. So I hope everyone has got the feedback form. Anyone will take?
Yeah, in case anybody has any questions or any comments, how you felt attending this seminar today, if anybody would like to share anything, please raise your hand, take the mic and speak. That's a part of personality development. Bag किधर रखे राधी?
My name is Karthikeya. So my question is, like, how do I ensure that the plan I have is the right plan, like it is 100%?
Very good question, Karthikeya. Karthikeyan or Karthikeya?
Karthikeya.
Karthikeya. So Karthikeya is asking that, okay sir, I have made a plan because it's important to plan, but how do I know whether my plan is right or not? Now there can be two answers to this question. One is whether the plan is a right plan to achieve the goal, because you had some goal in mind because of which you made a plan. So one thing which you want to know is that whether the plan is a right plan for the goal or not, right? Now the best answer for that is you have to seek guidance. See, in life, one of the important principles is that all of us should have mentors. All of us should have role models, right? So you have to find somebody who has more idea about that goal, who has been there, done that. You see, like in my first company, Oracle, many years back, my manager always used to say, I've been there, done that. So those people who have been there, done that, from their own wisdom and experiences, they'll be able, because they are seeing the goal closely, right? So they'll be able to tell you, you know what, this plan is not good, you make this plan. Answer number one. Answer number two, so that's one answer to your question. Answer number two, not only we need guidance to know whether this plan is right for this goal or not, we also need guidance to know, okay, among these goals, which goal I should make. Because there are different levels of goals, right? So while we have all these kind of goals, career, money, whatever ambitions we may have, we should also have this SQ related goals so that our foundation is right, so that we are going in the right direction. So for both we need guidance, right? And if you stay associated with this kind of club, you will get both kind of guidance in general, right? And you will find both kind of seniors around you. But the answer is guidance, best. Or there are some wisdom books also, many a times. Just like I said, right, Stephen Covey wrote 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Very nice, wonderful guidance he has given there about how to make plans, how to achieve those plans. Okay, any other thing? Anybody? Anything which you liked about today's seminar? I know there are some questions like that in the feedback form also, but in case you would like to open up, stand, be bold and speak, that's also wonderful.
One of the important part, you have to learn to speak up, and stand and speak up in front of, because once you join corporates and everything, you will do many things, presentations and everything, all these things will be checked. Okay. So feel free, any questions or anything. Okay. So yeah, I hope everyone has got feedback form. And last but not the least, so there is snacks waiting outside for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. We have some delicious snacks also waiting outside, right? Okay, so I was telling I am standing between you and lunch. So things are not that bad. As soon as you go out, we have some refreshments for you all. Okay? But only price you have to pay is you have to fill these feedback forms honestly and genuinely. Don't copy. कोई तो जगह करो जिधर copy cheating नहीं करो. So please don't copy. Write from your heart. Write from your heart. Whatever you really feel like. Thank you. I think we can end.